Hello and welcome to the big picture. The NDA government has gone ahead and in a move aimed at opening up more sectors of the economy has allowed FDI in some very crucial sectors. In what is being seen as sweeping reforms to FDI norms, the government yesterday announced opening up of defense, civil aviation, single branded retail and pharma sectors. The liberalization of the FDI norms in these sectors include allowing 100% FDI under automatic route in brownfield airports, 100% in brownfield pharmaceutical projects, 100% in defense and in single brand retail. So how will these decisions impact the economy? What has been the intention behind this liberalization of the norms and how will it benefit the country and the people? We will look at all this today with Gopal Krishna Agarwal, National Spokesperson of the BJP, Dr. Ajoy Kumar, National Spokesperson of the Congress Party, Amarjit Kaur, National Secretary AITUC, Deepak Sharma, National Spokesperson Swadeshi Jagran Manch, and Priyaranjan Dash, Senior Journalist. Welcome to all of you. Mr. Agarwal, what was the intention behind this liberalization?
Actually, what the basic intention, as has been said by the Minister yesterday, that it was creating manufacturing hub India, make the Make in India project very successful. Our next step towards that, so that India can become a place where international companies or domestic companies can manufacture and ultimately create jobs, more jobs. If we have to create jobs in the country, we need manufacturing facilities domestically. This was the basic intention, and these 2-3 sectors, it was found that they have tremendous potential for creating manufacturing base in India. If you look into the defense sector, defense definitely there was talk for last 2 or 3 years that if we open up defense, there will be a lot of opportunities for ancillary units, and even we will be independent with regard to dependence on our procurement for defense sector also. So this was very important, and new technology is also required, capital is required. Similarly, it was thought in the pharmaceutical sector also. We have been supplying to third world countries, Africa and other countries, and we have our companies have established base in US, UK, and if they have more capital, they can transform into multinational companies. So that was important. And with civil aviation also, the recently 3-4 days back, a new civil aviation policy was launched or declared, which also thought of creating more than identified more than 350 airports where new civil airports can be set up, and there can be better connectivity. So all these things require a lot of capital, technology, and to make this the basic contention, basic aim of Make in India more successful, these things have been opened up. And earlier they were all having approval route, now they have been made into automatic approval route. From 49, it has been increased to 100% in these 2 sectors.
Okay. Mr. Dr. Ajay Kumar, how do you respond to this? Because it was your government which wanted to bring in FDI. It during your term in those 10 years there were several sectors which were liberalized also. What do you have to say to this present decisions of the government?
Look, Girish, when we were bringing in FDI, it was through a well thought out process. The government and Mr. Modi, and I would like to remind my respected colleague from the Bharatiya Janata Party, Agarwal Sahab, that same Mr. Modi, when he was the Chief Minister of Gujarat, said that the Congress has auctioned the country on FDI and the opposition has been threatened by the CBI, and that's why they don't want the FDI, but they are forced to accept this. Same Mr. Modi, because has suddenly turned 180 degrees, which is true to the nature of this government, to continuously mislead. Mr. Rajan's departure on Friday set the panic button. So any kind of policy which is based on event management, perception management, which has been a disease in this government, is obviously going to harm the country. Let us look at the numbers. FDI was increased in defense from 29% to 49%. During Mr. Modi's time. How much of money did we get in? One wonderful 1 crore. Only 1 crore rupee came in from 29% to 49%. Make in India is a joke. Startup India, Stand Up India. I mean, there is nothing happening on the ground. And I just want to correct you, manufacturing, they have totally exposed the Indian agriculture. They have exposed the infrastructure. They have exposed the corporations like L&T, the Tatas and all who were keen on getting into strategic partnerships. Now they are actually threatened. So this is sell in India. This is not make in India. This is sell off of India. And I want to tell you, this Mr. Modi's government has actually been misleading people. How much of money is spent in 10 lakh crore project is stuck. That they are not able to unlock. 21 lakh crores is with with their crony capitalist friends, stuck up with the NPA. That they are not going to act. And suddenly this Videshi Mudra and the lie and the misleading that this India is the highest FDI. You have heard this story being said all over the place. The fact is, Girishji, can you believe a government which is so blatantly lying? India is the 7th in FDI in 2015. They were United States, China. We were 7th, but the government will say we are number 1. So my question is, then they say we are the most open country in the world. Actually, the International Chamber of Commerce said we are 63rd out of 75 countries. Now, these are all facts, and we are becoming a laughing stock because this goes all over the world. And what is the job generation? This 2 years of this government, jobs and negative growth in manufacturing, mining, everywhere we are losing jobs, and they're saying it is going to bring jobs.
Okay.
So I am very perturbed with the exposure, the pharmaceutical industry. We had a great pharmaceutical industry. Girish, last point.
Yes.
Pharmaceutical industry, we are able to provide cheap, outstanding generic products to the people of this country. Now you will get this 100% FDI into pharmaceuticals, and just what will happen to the poor people in terms of drugs?
Okay. Mr. Agarwal, would you like to respond to it?
Yeah, I would definitely like to, briefly, I would like to say is that when you liberalize, if you go into the history of economic development world over, if you liberalize at a situation where there is crony capitalism domestically, you will always be bound to lose natural resources or resources of the country to corruption and other things. So first you have to build an ecosystem where there is no corruption. You have put up an infrastructure where this corruption is controlled, crony capitalism nexus has been broken, and our economic parameters are strong enough to absorb the inflow of capital. So these three basic ingredients or foundations have been laid out by Modi government. We have a strong economic parameters, crony capitalism is controlled, and we have transparency in decision making.
Okay. Mr.
Ajay, can I just make a point?
One very quick point, because I don't want it to become a between only two of you. We have other guests also.
Okay, so I just want to say, no, and absolutely I respect that. I just want to finish off this story about this crony capitalists. You must look at all their funders have, encashing the IOUs, and that's why Rajan went out.
Okay.
So let us not talk about how they are helping the crony capitalists. I just want to mention why Rajan is being pushed out is thanks to their crony capitalist friend.
Amarjit Kaur, what is your point of view? Because liberalizing will bring in more funds from outside, will generate jobs, will ease of doing business, it will help. That is the contention of the government.
The contention is totally wrong. First of all, FDI in defense and innovation will bring in security challenges also to India. It will not be good. To claim that manufacturing sector needs all the paraphernalia, we have paraphernalia which is lying just idle, and government is not giving them work. Third point which I want to make is talking about pharma sector. It will go against common man, because already when we were having IDPL, we were having a research institute in Kasauli, we had another industry, Hindustan Antibiotics. All those were liberalized during previous government as well as now this present government. And the result was healthcare was becoming more expensive. Already Modi ji had a meeting with the top pharma companies when he went first time in 2014, and at that time 108 medicines the cap was removed. So with every visit going abroad, and bringing in the other countries' people. In both the ways, what we are finding is it's not actually FDI coming into, it is actually selling away of our own interests. So health sector will be in jeopardy. Retail trade 100% means now single brand also means small retailers will be suffering further who are already in crisis. To claim that it will give employment, I just want to quote, in 2009 during Manmohan Singh ji's government, as against requirement of 1 crore and 20 lakh jobs, only 12.5 lakh could be created. By the time 2014 came, it became 4.5 lakh jobs. By the time Modi ji has come in 2015, it was only 1,35,000
So that is the
jobs.
point they are making.
So
that
they are making point it will generate job, and it will in manufacturing sector has been going down for past several years, including the BJP regime, and now they have failed in unemployment situation. Not provided jobs to the youth who were promised, and suddenly they are coming up with this another formula after 2 years when they have failed that they will be generating jobs. I do not agree with their contentions. This is all factually what they are telling is wrong claims and cheating the people once again.
Mr. Sharma.
मैं दोनों पार्टियों के लोगों ने अपनी बात रखी। मैं उनसे पूछना चाहूँगा, जब वो पावर में नहीं थे तो अपने मैनिफेस्टो में उन्होंने कहा था कि
आप बीजेपी
को मैं नाम नहीं लूंगा, दोनों पार्टीज की ये पोजीशन है। बीजेपी एसडीएम का स्टैंड अपने डाटा पे है, अपने फैक्ट्स पे है, अपनी थिंकिंग पे है। दोनों पार्टियां जब सत्ता में नहीं होती तो एफडीआई को लेकर एक दूसरे को अपोज करती हैं, अपने इलेक्शन मैनिफेस्टो में मेंशन करती हैं। तो क्या उस वक्त नहीं पता था? क्या उस वक्त होमवर्क नहीं कर रखा था? मैं उस डिटेल में नहीं जाऊंगा। स्वदेशी जागरण मंच इसका क्यों विरोध करता है? फूड प्रोसेसिंग में एफडीआई के 5 कारण बताए जाते हैं। किसानों को ज़्यादा पैसा मिलेगा। लहर पेप्सी 10 रुपए का 55 ग्राम चिप्स देती है। कितना पैसा मिलता है किसान का आलू बनाने वाले को? ग्राहक की जेब से 10 रुपया जाता है। दूसरा, वो कहते हैं रोजगार देंगे। अकेला वॉलमार्ट की टोटल सेल्स इंडियन रिटेल सेक्टर की टोटल सेल्स के बराबर है। इंडियन रिटेल सेक्टर 5 करोड़ लोगों को रोजगार देता है। वॉलमार्ट के तो 21 लाख कर्मचारी हैं, लगभग 11,000 स्टोर्स हैं। तो एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेशन का यह आंकड़ा बिल्कुल गलत है। तीसरा, कहते हैं फूड वेस्टेज रोकेगी इससे। फूड वेस्टेज का सरकार के पास लेटेस्ट रिपोर्ट नहीं है। अगर आप मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ फूड प्रोसेसिंग इंडस्ट्री की रिपोर्ट को देखें, एनुअल रिपोर्ट 2014-15 में उन्होंने 2010 की रिपोर्ट लगा रखी है, और उसको भी अगर देखें तो उसमें 46 में से 39 फसलें 0.8 से लेकर 10% तक वेस्टेज पे हैं। सिर्फ 5 या 6 फसलें ऐसी हैं जो 10 to 12% में है, जैसे टमाटर है, अमरूद है। तो जो फूड वेस्टेज का आंकड़ा है ये भी गलत है। प्लस अगर हम जो विदेशी कंपनियों को जिन कंपनियों को हम बुला रहे हैं ये कहकर कि उनसे फूड वेस्टेज रुकेगी, उनकी अपनी फूड वेस्टेज भारत की प्रेजेंट फूड वेस्टेज से कहीं ज्यादा है। और लास्टली, स्टोरेज के लिए प्लानिंग कमीशन ने कहा हमें 7,786 करोड़ रुपए चाहिए। माल्या जी 9,000 करोड़ रुपए लेकर चले गए। 7,686 करोड़ रुपए इतने ज्यादा हैं कि उसके लिए 5 करोड़ लोगों की एम्प्लॉयमेंट का सेक्टर हम विदेशियों को दे दें। नाउ वी आर नॉट सेलिंग आयरन और वी आर नॉट सेलिंग raw rubber. Now employment generating sectors are becoming sellable commodities for the whether it is UPA government, whether it is NDA government. Now we are selling employment of the people. We are selling retail sector employment of 5 crore people. Walmart come in India, like we are selling sectors. So this is not tolerable, or not in words. Swadeshi Jagaran Manch will come on roads.
No, that's okay. But what are you trying to say? You are trying to say that the latest, the decisions taken yesterday in defense, civil aviation, pharma, you are talking of the FDI in retail and the past decisions which are taken. Yesterday decisions, they are saying that it will increase manufacturing, jobs will come in the manufacturing sector.
pharma, हमारे देश में 22,000 दवा कारखाने हैं। दुनिया के 35% गरीबों को सस्ती दवाइयां दे रहे हैं, और पूरी दुनिया के गरीब देख रहे हैं भारत की तरफ। टोटल ग्लोबल प्रोडक्शन में हमारा 10% शेयर है। फॉरेन एमएनसीज की इसी पे नजर है। वो हमें इसको जोड़ के देखना पड़ेगा। जो अभी इंडो यूएस जो वर्किंग ग्रुप ऑन पेटेंट्स बना है, उनकी नजर है 3D पे। भारत के 3D कानून ने, वो स्वदेशी जागरण मंच ने जब NDA 1 था तब सुषमा स्वराज जी स्वास्थ्य मंत्री थी, उन्होंने स्वीकार किया था, और 3D डली थी, जिसके कारण से नोवर्टिस की दवा जो 1,80,000 की बिक रही थी, सिप्ला ने वो दवा 6,500 की बेची। वो 3D हटाना चाहते हैं, वो प्री ग्रांट अपोजिशन हटाना चाहते हैं, वो डाटा एक्सक्लूसिविटी हटाना चाहते हैं। और इसको उसके कॉन्टेक्स्ट में देखना चाहिए कि फार्मा सेक्टर में ग्रीन फील्ड में हम मान सकते हैं, नई फैक्ट्री कोई आके लगाते हैं, जो हमारी 22,000 फैक्ट्रियां चल रही हैं उनको आके वो टेक ओवर करेंगे।
वो the dash, prevention, this is the situation. What is this going to lead to? Because the apprehensions which are being expressed by people is that by, whether it is Swadeshi Jagran Manch or people like Amarjit Kaur, is that it is going to take away jobs. Is it going to take away jobs? Is it going to affect Indian manufacturing sector, which is already there, small industries, medium industries?
It is, you see, insofar as the decisions which were taken yesterday are concerned, these decisions were overdue, according to me. And they were most urgent and they were imperative.
Why were they overdue?
Overdue in the sense that these liberalizations or these reforms, easing of opening of these sectors to foreign direct investment has been in discussion for quite some time. Every time it has faced political opposition. And as you can see now, there is nothing but ideological, dogmatic opposition to it, and mostly it depends on where your stand is, where you sit. So, even BJP, when it was not in power, opposed it. And today Congress is ambivalent about, the various steps that it contemplated. It's also true that in some sectors like defense, from within the Congress, definitely there was some opposition. But what I'm saying, telling you
no,
is
but
that
that is not the point. Is you're saying that it is long overdue. Why is it long overdue?
Why it is long overdue is because any investment is good for this economy. Okay, without investment you won't have growth. Number one, and insofar as today's day and age is concerned, you have there is money has no color. There is no Swadeshi investment, there is no Videshi investment. If our Indian capital finds better environment where it can make money, it will flow out, and it has been flowing out.
It has been flowing out.
And you
think that these decisions will stem that flow? You think it will stem that flow?
It will attract.
I'll come to your joy.
It will
I'll come to your joy.
See, what I'm to say is that nobody is making a beeline to come and invest.
Exactly. In the last 1 or 2 years, that in 2014 August, 49% FDI was in defense sector. As Ajoy was pointing out, 1 crore has come.
India has to keep trying and keep trying harder to create an environment for all investment, foreign, domestic.
But so far, and
you have to compete globally in providing that environment.
No, in the last several years, including the UPA and the NDA government, in the last 2 years, whatever liberalization they have done in the FDI norms, it has not yielded the kind of results which was expected. Would you agree with that?
Yes, it is not yielded the result because the expected results. Those who always advocated FDI opening up, they really hyped up the impact, the positive impact that FDI will have. And those who opposed it, they also on the other extreme tried to paint a doomsday scenario. So you cannot, the reality is in between the two.
Okay. Yes, Amarjit.
It's not ideological opposition, first of all, I want to say. Secondly, 28 companies are supplying armaments to ISIS. Out of these 28 companies, 8 companies are Indian private companies. What are we talking about? Throwing our defense sector into such a dangerous zone where you won't have any control even for your national security. Second point which I want to make is that it is Swiss Global Wealth Report and Oxfam report. It's not our report. That with every invested money, actually the big chunk is being taken away by the rich and affluent, and this is not being checked. To say that there are no resources in India, I do not agree. What is the latest told by the government figures? 8.69 lakh crores of tax arrears are there. Yes. Why can't government recover?
Okay.
There are 6 lakh crores non-performing assets. Why can't the government recover?
Indian private investment is going out. Why not invest?
Yes. Why not? We have sufficient investment in India.
Yes,
why can't we do it?
Yes, Ajay.
Girishji.
Yes.
Girishji.
Yes.
Much as I respect Mr. Priyaranjan's scholarly input, the fact is, look at what has happened in FDI. The FDI in the past 2 years, majority of it has gone into e-commerce. Has it generated jobs or has it demolished jobs? It has demolished jobs. It is not an ideological opposition. Pharmaceutical industry, like my colleague from the Swadeshi Jagran Manch, which I thought we would never be colleagues on the same point. But what is interesting is pharmaceutical is one of the brightest industry and one of the fastest growing industry. Why do you have to expose the industry which is doing well? This is because Mr. Modi and his event management government is only interested in managing the headlines and the Sensex. This whole thing is a Rajan episode fallout. They will keep denying it. They have no interest in job generation. This is to manage and correctly said, Mr. Modi goes to America and reduces the price of 181 drugs.
Okay, Ajay.
Food wastages, you want to bring in Walmart and destroy all the industry.
Okay.
So my question is, why don't they know? And finally, Girish, why don't they take steps to unlock 10 lakh crores of projects which are stuck?
Okay.
And get the country moving. Why do you have to go around selling off
I'll
India?
come to you. Let Mr. Sharma also finish.
डिफेंस में मैं एक चीज़ ऐड करना चाहूँगा. डिफेंस प्रोडक्शन का एक अलग सेक्टर है, लेकिन इस सरकार ने जो आर्म्स एक्ट 1959 है, जिसके तहत हमारे देश के लोगों को आर्म्स के लाइसेंस मिलते हैं, उसमें भी इसको खोला है. आपकी जानकारी के लिए अमेरिका में 30 या 31 करोड़ की आबादी है और लोगों के पास 31 करोड़ गन है. भारत में 125 करोड़ की आबादी में सिर्फ 63 लाख गन्स हैं. आप स्मॉल आर्म्स में भी इसको खोला गया है और भारत में 30, 32, 35 करोड़ का एक मिडिल क्लास है, जिसको कुछ एडवर्टाइजमेंट से बड़े आसानी से फील कराया जा सकता है दैट दे आर नॉट सेफ. तो इसको स्मॉल में जो 1950 एक्ट आर्म्स एक्ट के लिए भी इसमें खोला गया है, स्मॉल वेपन्स के लिए, उसको भी हमें ध्यान से समझना पड़ेगा.
Okay, yes, Mr. Agarwal. Sorry, Mr. Agarwal. Let him very quickly.
Just wanted to understand this question of national security involved with the liberalization of FDI into defense. Now, I fail to understand, for a country, which is the largest buyer of armaments and defense procurement from the international market, and which is dependent to the extent of 75% of our requirement. How is it advancing the national security that we are dependent on imports? And if you manufacture it here with foreign
companies on your land,
how much of it is manufactured? There is a problem there. Yes, Mr. Agarwal.
There are many things have been said, but
I
would, Ajay, I have heard you. Let me now clear.
Yes.
A lot many things have been said, but they are not dependent on facts. What I want to tell you that Modi government's efforts have brought results. If you see in the figures, without even opening up these FDI, we have got more than $55 billion of FDI this year, which is much more than 36 billion it was in 13-14.
No, but
so there, let me finish. 2-3 points are there.
Two points. Two points I want you to address. One about the jobs which they are, whether it's the pharma sector, whether it is in even in the defense sector, where the local manufacturers. Will they be able to survive this kind of advent of the foreign firms? These are the questions which have to be
answer this. The question is, if you club all the 4-5 FDI opening together, you will get into confusion. The thing which Swadeshi Jagran Manch has mentioned about retail, there are apprehensions, we understand. Those apprehensions will be tackled in a different way. We are working on that. But if you combinedly take, defense is, as has been said by Mr. Priyaranjan, that defense is very important. If you talk of national security, this opening up is important.
No, sorry to intervene. Defense had been opened up 2 years back. It had been opened up previously also. In the last 2 years or last 5 years that various sectors have been opened up. What is the kind of FDI which has come into the country, and why do you think that now it will be much better than what it was earlier?
Because ultimately you have to create an ecosystem. Unless there is crony capitalism, corruption is controlled, economic parameters are not under check, and now inflation is under check. Now we have a very strong reserve, foreign exchange reserve. Our the currency is stable. Ultimately, what you have to see is that if you, it's a FDI will come with a bargain.
Inflation is not under check now,
Let me finish. FDI will come in bargain. You just cannot open. If you open up an FDI and nothing comes, what will happen?
No, but another thing, Agarwal ji, is about this somersault of your party about the whole business of FDI itself. How do you answer that? When you are in opposition, you oppose it so vehemently.
Giriji, I had answered it.
Is there a change of heart or change of heart?
No, it is no change of heart. I told you, whenever an economic development takes place, if there is corruption in the country, if you open up the economy, it will harm the country. That was the situation. Now that is under check. That is the first answer. This is not a somersault. It's a well thought of change. The ground realities have changed.
So
India has become the fastest growing economy in the world. Let me, Ajay, finish. I'd heard you, sir. Let me finish, then you can question. Ajay, let me finish, then you can question. We are now become the fastest growing economy in the world. We are now the whole world is looking towards investing in India. The situation and perception about India has changed. That is important.
Yes.
I do not agree that FDI can check crony capitalism. What kind of argument, as if a first standard student is giving an argument?
Tell you on
what is this
job
argument?
creation.
FDI is not guaranteed to check crony capitalism or corruption in India. You are trying to derail the whole discussion.
Yes.
You just tell me, why did you remove wealth tax? Why did you reduce it to zero? And why did you reduce the corporate tax? Why are you increasing indirect tax? Why the 100 families in this country are equal to the wealth of 87 crore people of India? It's not me who is saying. It's Oxfam telling. So are you going to remove these gaps? And unemployment is rising. Let
him respond.
All false claims.
Let him respond.
I agree with Swadeshi Jagannaman's what they are making.
Let government come with a white paper on FDI, because there are Reserve Bank of India's report that in 2012-13, $26 billion comes in and $27 billion goes out. In 2013-14, $26 billion FDI comes in and $31.7 billion goes out in the shape of royalty and dividend. These are RBI's data. So we demand, as a spokesperson of SGM, I demand this government to bring a white paper on FDIs and FDOs.
Yes, Ajay, very quickly.
Then give me a chance to independently answer.
Yes, Ajay, very quickly. One sentence, yes.
The greatest danger this country faces, the greatest danger the country faces is a prime minister obsessed with image building and bringing out policies to neutralize.
These are rhetoric.
FDI will not come, but India
now, madam, you listen to
what and the crony capitalists are going to rule again.
Mr. Agarwal.
The crony capitalists will be back. They are cashing their IOU, Agarwal sahab.
Mr. Agarwal.
The crony capitalists are back.
Mr. Agarwal, last several years, 1 second, sir, last
FDI in Pashupalan. I want to put...
there is no time left. I want Agarwal to reply to it. Mr. Agarwal, last few years there has been a jobless growth which has been happening in this country. You think that will change after these decisions have been taken, and what are the reasons why it should change?
How do you create jobs? First question is, you cannot give job to a government job to everybody, every youth. You have to create jobs through manufacturing. Madam, you have to listen.
Whether this manufacturing, whether these sectors will actually involve more jobs, because more robotics are getting involved in manufacturing nowadays. More and more jobs, people are losing jobs in this big sector.
How do you link it with FDI? Ultimately, if you are creating jobs, you have to create manufacturing base in the country. If you have to create jobs, you have to create alternative employment opportunity in the rural areas, from fisheries, animal husbandry. Madam, you should listen. You cannot talk in between every time. This is not way.
Agarwal, Mr. Agarwal,
I am not used to this.
Mr. Agarwal, we have run out of time.
So ultimately, let me finish. It's in a
Very
brief,
quickly.
because unless you create employment opportunities, alternative employment opportunities
That is
in
the
rural
question.
areas through animal husbandry, fisheries,
No, animal husbandry also you are.
supply chain, all these, and every problem you cannot deal with FDI.
Okay.
You
Okay.
cannot club all the problems of the country with FDI
No,
alone.
no, but you are also saying that FDI will solve most of the problems in this country.
Only
That's why we are
job-
linking it.
job and the
Anyway,
capital.
anyway,
These are the two problems that we think it will solve.
from the nature of this debate today, it's quite evident that this is something which is going to be quite controversial. We'll have to answer many questions, but we'll have to wait and watch, because government is claiming that all this will result in so many positive things which will happen. We'll have to wait and watch. But as my friend from Swadeshi Jagran Manch says, that maybe a white paper on the FDI in all these years is what we should look forward to. Thanks to all my guests. Please keep watching. We'll come back with another issue, the big picture, same time tomorrow.